Kheon, Thomas, nice to see you guys again.
It's been a long
Great to be
time,
here.
man.
It's been what, about a year ago we spoke about SkyMed?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
about. Just about.
Uh,
Yeah.
so exciting times, my friends. Press day, SkyMed season two. I was able to watch the second season. Man, it starts off right away. We got this, suspense thriller, everything's going on. Let's start off with when you guys first got the script for season two and you guys read through this, what went through your minds?
It's really interesting. I guess I can chime in on that. So I actually had no idea what was going on this season. I asked the writers personally. I said, "Hey, I don't want to know anything. I don't want to know episode 3, 4, 9. Just let me experience as it comes." So basically every 2, 3 weeks you get a taste of what's coming, which was actually ended up being really fun and a new experience for me because I was pretty surprised too by some of the like twists and turns in the story. Take some pretty dramatic peaks and valleys as we go through the season. Everyone kind of has their crescendo of action and all that stuff, but it like you said, yeah, it really hits the ground running, which I think is amazing for a season like this. It was such an action-packed season first year. It's kind of hard to always like keep that energy going for the audience, but I think it really works, and they're going to be in for a treat. There's a lot of stuff that happens in season 2.
Mm. How about you, Kheon?
Yeah. Just to piggyback off of that, I'm kind of the same way. I don't really like to know too far ahead, like maybe like the week or the 2 weeks of before we go to camera, because I don't know. I don't want to like anticipate anything in my acting, or like I just want everything, all the information that I'm not supposed to know or whatever. I just want it to feel almost like what new, like this is happening. So like I 100% agree with Thomas. So like every actor's different, but I'm the same way.
How do you prepare yourself during like before the shoots to get mentally back into these roles and these characters?
I guess I'll start off with this. I'll
Sure.
start off.
Well, I didn't
Um,
really have a clear answer. I was going to let you take it away.
yeah, for me, he's like, how did I prepare to get back into this? It was kind of like a shock. It's like, all right, everybody packed up. We're gonna go shoot season 2. He's like, all right, gotta figure everything out. But I don't know if I have to like prepare for the whole season. One thing I do before I go to camera, I don't know if Thomas can attest to this. If you can hear my trailer, I'm blasting like all kinds of music, like from the 70s, 60s, just to kind of get like I'm the type of guy I need to have like a little dance party to get the juices going, just so I can like get back into that frame of like, all right, like I'm Tristan. Like I'm not saying I'm not a fun loving guy or whatever, but like Tristan's more like, hey, everybody, like happy go lucky, more like upbeat. So what I do is like I listen to like a lot of music, even if it's like an early morning, just to kind of get my mind right, so I can just kind of carefree in a way, just dive into that world and just go.
Mhm.
I don't know if that answers
Yeah.
your question, but yeah.
Yeah, and I second that. Like Keon's trailer is 100% the coolest place to be in the morning. You will like it's definitely, and whenever I'm neighbors with him, it's just always the best vibe. I think yeah, similarly for Novak, it's kind of weird because he's like it's a high energy show, but he's a pretty I don't want to say like suppressed character or repressed character because he's quite joie de vivre this season, but it's kind of like one foot on the brake, one foot on the gas playing Novak. But similarly to Kheon, I think if I can do some kind of physical warm up to get my body sort of woken up, I think that's the most important thing, because you got to have that baseline of energy. That I think the engine's got to be running at a certain mileage, before you can actually get an interesting performance, especially if it's like a subdued performance, which a lot of the time with Novak, it's a lot of like subtextual stuff. He can be brutally honest, but he tends to hide his sort of inner core feelings a lot. So for me, it's important to kind of get physically warmed up, so I can have fun with the role and not and feel like I'm actually, giving a lot of myself like energetically, to the performance. So I think Novak's a really physical character, and that's sort of my doorway into getting into his mental, I think is. And luckily I'm with these guys who are just absolute gym fiends. So it's good. It's easy to find the motivation.
What was it? What was it going into season two with these characters and now in an established relationship now?
I mean, it was fun. I've never gotten to play a character like that who's like completely hopelessly in love, and sort of throwing himself into the lion's den, so to speak. He's like fully embracing this new chapter in his life, and it's really cool from an acting point of view because it gives, like the higher you are, the further you have to fall. You know what I
Right.
mean? And so that presents its own unique set of challenges. But just as far as like playing someone who is like completely in love, it was a really cool. It was like a gift. I've never gotten to play a character like that, and it actually like unlocked some things in me as far as my own acting skill is concerned. I feel like I gave a performance that is a lot more relaxed, a lot more maybe sort of almost like what Thomas would act like. Novak himself is a very sort of icy character. Me, I'm pretty like warm and happy-go-lucky. Like my girlfriend calls me a golden retriever, puppy on most days. That's my spirit animal. So I think it was cool for me at least to feel relaxed and like trusting enough with this cast who've been so incredibly amazing to me this whole experience, that I was sort of able to open myself up and hopefully show a new range of acting that I haven't really done thus far in any of the previous jobs. So it was a really, really special opportunity for me.
How about you, Kheon?
Well, this is my first time ever playing a character in a relationship, man, woman, or however anyone classifies himself. So it was very interesting that this type of role is like my first one. And I don't know, I've never been like okay, I'm not gonna, not gonna discredit myself here. I think I'm a pretty decent looking individual here, but like in the show, it almost seems like, damn, everyone's fighting over Tristan. What's going on? So it's kind of like a new like a new thing. I don't think I've ever had anyone like physically fight over me before, but like just kind of like diving into like a character like that's like almost like the pretty girl at the prom that everyone like. So it was kind of like weird for me to kind of like get into that because I'm like, this is kind of out of my comfort zone. But the thing that's cool about like acting in general and acting on a show like this, like it's about getting outside of your comfort zone, right? And like I didn't think I'd have as much fun with the character as I do now because like when I was like, oh, I'm playing a character that's outside of my sexuality, outside of like what I'm used to, but like it's like the adventure of like trying something new and like challenging that it kind of like Thomas said, like he learned something about himself, right? Like I learned about like myself and my acting with the range I can do now because I was definitely one of those actors like, okay, I got to make everything a joke. It's always got to be funny. Then I end up in like a drama where we're crying and like falling in love and stuff. So it's been an amazing experience, and yeah, like it's a blessing. And like Thomas said, like I learned a lot and wouldn't trade it for the world.
Last question: is there a specific episode you can't wait for the fans to watch?
Oh man, do you want to take this one, or there's a
Uh,
lot? There's a lot of good
dang,
episodes.
that's tough. That's legit tough. Oh, how about you name like I would say either. Damn. No,
Maybe episode one, because it's all fun and games before all hell breaks loose. But
yeah, it's like you don't want to give anything away too much, but
yeah,
like that's tough.
I mean, you're definitely in for a roller coaster ride as far as
Yeah.
Novak and Keon's relationship this season. It's a bit of a tumble dryer. A lot of people kind of get tossed around, but I don't know. It's some of the most interesting drama, I think. So it's hard not to give too much away, but it's going to be an intense season. It's going to be an intense season. I think people's bonds are really going to be tested as far as the storyline goes. Stay tuned. If you love the love and you love the drama, there's going to be plenty of that, oodles of it.
Definitely. Thomas, Kheon, I want to thank you for giving me a few
I
minutes today.
will.
This is great. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I would say like I don't know. Like I'm trying to think, but like I don't know. Episode 5 is pretty interesting. No, I'm not just saying like it doesn't matter like who's like featured in it the most. It's just like an interesting episode. So I'll just leave it at that. I'm just picking one at random. So episode 5. But yeah.
There you
Big
go.
5.
All right. Thank you again, both of you. This was great.
Thank you so much. All right,
My
take care.
pleasure. Thanks for having me.